said, to be here. Just think about something. Well, let me say this. You talk about in season, being instant in season, out of season. Ooh, it's tight when you get up here, boy. You don't know when it's coming. It's just like, boom, get up and go. But you gotta be ready, right? When trials come, like, okay, I'm sharp, but y'all got challenges too. We all have challenges. I'm still a person. I'm still a human. So when stuff hit, you got to be ready. So that ain't just for the shower. That's for all of us, right? You got to be instant, ready, at the ball on standby so you can fight off them fiery darts of the enemy, right? And Charles Malcolm, he was telling me, a preacher told him one time how you got to have got to keep one in the chamber. Time to preach, keep one in the chamber. But I tell you what, you can keep one in the chamber, but you better have on that full armor too. Because you can keep one of these, meaning a lesson in the chamber, but you find yourself out there and you have on the whole armor.
That's right.
So why you got that one in the chamber, it's more than just that one in the chamber. You got to have a lifestyle come with that.
That's right. Yes, sir.
And that's what many fall at, right?
Yes, sir.
You keep that lesson in the chamber and you find yourself on the outside. What good was that one in the chamber?
Yeah. All in vain. It's all in vain.
So it's something to consider. It's something for me to consider. Feel like it's something for all of us to consider. I know he was speaking in terms of a lesson, but at the same time, we all got to keep on that armor. We all got to keep on that, like I said, the full armor of Tahalym. Yeah, you can keep or pass one test. Let me put it like this. You might can pass one test. We all done that. So I'm doing good. Got over that one. Feeling good, have a good week. Next week pop up, boom, another test. Did all right then. Got over that one. I tell you what, enemy, he ain't stopping at 1, 2, 3. It's gonna keep working, working. And eventually, he gonna try to find that cracking point, which we all have cracked at one point. We all have been up here confessing at one point.
Yes, sir.
So we all in crack. So that one is 2, but you better keep that thing on repeat.
That's right.
You better keep that thing on repeat. You better have a whole armor to come. You better have something to block it.
The John armor's on.
I'm just saying, you got to be ready.
That's right.
Let's go ahead and start with that Romans 15:4. Well, I guess I probably should write it. That's our foundation. That's our base, right?
Yes, sir.
15:4. We'll see how this go. Tight. Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go, Chris.
Yes, sir. For whatever Nikatam before, Nikatam Talamas,
Kilometers. Yes, sir.
so that through endurance and through the Nakum of the Kitubim,
Yes, sir.
you might have Tikva.
That endurance. That's what we talking about. You have 1, 2, 3, but it's gonna prove out where you're at as the course of time go on. I know we all came here, to be Yasha, and we gotta do what it takes to get to that point. I know I came here on fire, ready, and then along the way, like talking about that endurance, along the way, at some point, I succumbed to Chata, and I gave way. But here we said for whatever Nikatab before, Nikatab to what, Chris?
Kilometers.
Nikatam Talamas, so that through endurance
Yes, sir.
and through the Nakum of the Kitubim, we might have Tikva.
Might have teeth, but we gotta have a cord. Let me get also like Acts of the Charlotte King. Uh, 26. See what 19. You already know what time it is, Breeze. I ain't gonna be before you long. Try not to. What that really mean? Nah, I ain't gonna be before you long. Yeah, we can start at let me see. Go to 18. Let's see what they say. What 17 say then, since it did that? Oh, okay. 16? I'm sorry, we'll get there. See what 16 says? Oh, he's talking to Shaul. We can start there. I think I won't down, but we can start right there.
Verse 16.
Acts of the Charlotte King, 26:16.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we
But
have some
cool up
technical
and stand on your regard. For this purpose I have appeared to you. For I shall choose you as a Sharon and as a witness of the things which you have seen and which I shall presume to you.
This Shaul, you're talking about Shaul when he was Kara. He's walking along the way to Damascus to persecute the Adah. And Adah appeared to him and told him to come up and stand on his feet. For this purpose, he appeared to him, or he should choose him as a Shara. And well, that's not really what I want, but just talking about that, how he called him for the purpose and appeared to him for the purpose and chose him as a Shara, that he may be a witness of the things which he's seen, which he shall reveal to him. I know he probably could feel like a lot of times like, well, I ain't no Shara. I don't do Zamara. You could kind of sometimes feel like that may get in the way. Like you kind of feel like, what's my purpose? What's my point of being here? But just the mere fact, like Rob been talking about, Charles Miller talked about how we being chosen. Like that, I know sometimes like when you get on them good hot streaks of doing good, you can feel like, man, I'm doing it. It's me. I'm doing that thing. And that's right where you can start to mess up. Because you're like, I'm doing that thing. But this man chose us. Shaul was headed to persecute the Adah. But Yahuchan stopped him in the track. Called this man to be a Shar. So I want to say, don't be discouraged by the fact that you're not a Shar, you don't do Zamar, you're not an usher, in there. But the mere fact that this man called us out of Alam to try to give us a chance at Alam Kaid. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. This man could have left me out there, like could have been on the sideline riding that pine. That's what I mean.
That's right.
That man could have left me on the sideline. But for whatever reason, just like, this ain't about my lyrics and nothing like that. It's just say what I mean. So that I say, I don't know why he chose me for redemption. Don't know why he chose me, but I'm needing his help. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep striving.
Yeah.
I ain't going to quit. Yahuah will be my help. I ain't going to quit. Today, I don't have a mind to quit.
Yes, sir.
And as long as he keep giving me that mind, I'm going to keep repeating the same. That's why I say I'm going to keep repeating the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I didn't know he was going to call me, to come up here and be a Shara, but that wasn't going to stop me from repeating the same step.
Yes, sir.
Same action. Because I want to be Yasha.
Yes, sir.
At least that was in my law when I heard the man preaching.
Yeah.
It didn't happen right away, which I'm pretty sure it didn't have some of them it might have did. I think Chris might have, kind of hit him instantly, but I'm so grateful that the man did allow my law to eventually get pricked.
Yes, sir.
And say, I'm gonna come this way. And when I decided to come this way, I said, I knew I had to leave everything behind, but we don't always leave it right behind. You think you did, but then something happened and come up, and then you kind of lose your way. But I'm grateful today that I have that mind to walk in his path. And so whether I've been a shower or whether you're a shower, whatever you do, what capacity you sit in, you hold a seat where the Most High give you a chance to be Yasha.
That's right.
That's a great opportunity. Keep going. Verse 17.
Yes, sir. By delivering you from the arm and from the Goyim that I shall send you unto you now. To open their womb, so that they may turn from Kasha to Yahuah and from the dominion of Satan to Elohim, that they may receive forgiveness of Chataim and an inheritance among those who have been inside the Kodash ones by Amunah and me.
So we talk about from the dominion, go back to that, from the dominion, Mashal, rule of Satan. It's paying that, keep going.
Therefore, Malach, Agrippus, I did not defy the which I saw from Shamayim.
So Shaul said he didn't defy it. He didn't ignore it. The that's when the Adon appeared to him, which he saw from Shamayim. He didn't know it. When he seen the sign, when he got caught, when he seen that man said, I ain't know it. Keep going.
But declared first unto the inhabitants of the Damascus in Jerusalem, and then throughout all the Arras of Yehudah, and even to the Goyim, saying, they should repent and turn to Elohim and do works worthy of repentance.
And you know why I say that when he said he didn't, I forgot how King James said, but basically, Shaul was saying how he didn't defy the Shammai calling. And that's what I was talking about when we first heard it. You know, some of us, I just say myself, I first heard it, you know, I was laughing, boy, preacher's funny. He's still funny. You know, I was just laughing up a storm, but finally something hit. That thing pricked my Lord. And it hit. So I can't say, even though I can't say that when I first heard it, I didn't deny it, I'm still grateful that he gave me a chance, because he could have just cut me out and said, you done. Shaul said he denied when he seen a lot of us, I'm sure, when we first heard it, he just come right away. He ain't just click for you. So this man, the kindness man show us the way he ain't just say, you done, you should have called it the first time. That's a high ball. That's how I stand. And the fact that he allow us, the fact that we didn't catch it the first time, he allowed us another chance, we should be grateful. Keep going.
And because this debar, the Yahudim seized me in the Mashakhan and sought to kill me. And Elohim is in my help. And to this Yom I have stood and testifies before me, both to small and great. And I spoke nothing other than the Dabarim, which the Nabaim and Mushah said that they are destined to come.
That's what I wanted. And I'm not trying to preach Shaul by any means, but he was a follower of the Mashiach, correct?
Yes, sir.
But I wanted this because I like this too, for the fact that along with the Romans, because he said, he testified before me both small and great, and I spoke no thing other than that, than the which the Nabaim and Mushah said they are destined to come. And I know Justin made a joke, I think he was joking with us one time, maybe the three is saying, he said, all I do is preach a sermon, and I do it word by word too, line for line. And I say that to say that a lot of time, or when given this opportunity, I often reflect back to what he preached. And so that's why I like to say that, because I'm not coming to say anything other than what this man said. I think Charles Justin Miller also said, you know, how he just want to add. He don't want to try to be above preaching. He ain't trying to take over. He just want to add to it. And as Charles, that's all I want to do. Just come along and maybe confirm or declare some of the things he already said. So sometimes it may come off, I don't know, simple, whatever case may be, but all I want to do is just reaffirm and add to the Shara, to the ministry. Not trying to overstep. I just want to be a help. Right? So he's saying none other things than not being Mushah. Same thing. I ain't gonna say none other thing. And with that being said, reason I say that, because I was thinking about he was talking about living like you're on parole. One week, I don't know if y'all remember that. He said you need to try to live like you on parole. I'm not gonna preach out or parole, but let's look that up from parole. From Google, fine. We're gonna get to you, Cook. Yes, my man. Yes, but now he's talking about living like you on. We need to live like we on parole. Parole, the release of a prisoner temporarily for a special purpose or permanently before the completion of a sentence on the promise of good behavior. So parole is, because I've never been to jail, never been to prison. I knew people about like that, so I ain't come to try to pretend like I done done or I know something about it. You know what I mean? Not from this standpoint, but at some point we all have been prisoners.
That's right.
We at some point have all been locked up in chains, in bondage. Kind of like what you talking about. You done been in prison before. So no disrespect, I don't know nothing about it. I'm not trying to say it like that. Not from this standpoint, I haven't. But from the Ruagni and from things I've done in my life, I've been a prisoner.
That's right.
You've been a prisoner.
Yes,
So that's the release of a prisoner temporarily for a special purpose or permanently before the completion of a sentence on the promise of good behavior. So you can be released temporarily, meaning that walk got to be tight for you. When you get released from prison on parole, it can be temporary. It's temporary permanent.
Yes, sir.
So it must be some things you can do to violate
That's right.
to put you back
That's right.
into that prison, right? But what we want to be released for is what? Permanent. It's on the completion of a sentence on the promise of good behavior. Now, we know that he chose us, but that don't exclude the fact that you still gonna have to keep some good behavior.
That's right.
And that keeping of the good behavior gonna be the keeping of the what? The Torah, here's the bar. That's what, let me say this. He said, Yahuchan, my attorney, in the verse. Yahuchan getting us off, but there's some things you still gonna have to keep
That's right.
in order to stay out.
That's right.
So while he chose us, don't try to use it as a covering or cloak, as some do and say, I'm good. You know, I failed this time. No, you got to keep, because if you get caught, what happened?
Right back.
Right back. I know you might say, hey, I can get away with it. Ain't nobody gonna see it. I think it's Tahalym 137. I ain't even mean to go here, but Tahalym 137, I think it is. We can start at 1, sure. I think it all kind of talk about what I'm looking for. That's the one. Scroll down. Oh, that's what we talk about hanging heart. No, that's not it. No, what I thought. Try 139. I go to verse 1. I'm looking for, keep going. Be patient with me. That was 1. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's verse 7 that I wanted. Start at verse 1. Let's see where it's at. I think it's verse 7 I want though. Uh-huh.
O Yahuah, you have searched me and known me.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So you search me, you know me. Uh-huh.
You know my sitting down and my tomb. You understand my thought from afar.
What are we gonna do with that? What you gonna do with that? You thinking like, slide back on this one.
Ain't no sliding back.
Let me try it. That man said, what? Let me see what verse 2 said again.
You know my sitting down
Uh-huh.
and my tomb.
Uh-huh.
You understand my thought from afar.
Okay. My thought from afar?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You scrutinize my path and my lying down and are acquired and are acquainted with all my ways.
Acquainted with all my ways. I ain't just he acquainted with all my ways. That sound like a stranger or somebody, man, know you. All your ways. Man, I'm saying you think you slick something. Boy, you think you can outthink, you can't not outthink this man.
Can't do it.
Man, you can't do it.
Can't do it.
I'm sorry, excuse me if I get personal, but you can't do it. This man acquainted with every one of your ways. You thinking, I got this, let me have this look. Nah, I'm acquainted with every one of them. Keep going.
Well, not at the bar on my tongue. Oh, Yahuah, you know it all.
Know it all? Uh-huh.
You have enclosed behind me and before, and laid your hand upon me.
Mm-hmm.
Such Ta'ala is too wonderful for me. It is set on high, I cannot attain to it.
That's what I just got caught up like, man, that's just reading that. I ain't read that in a while, but just reading that, he says too wonderful for me. Like, man, this man acquainted with every debar, every thought from afar, he know it. Keep going.
Where can I go from your Ruach?
Mm-hmm.
Or where can I flee from your presence?
Where can I flee? Where can we go? Send a man, who you gonna run to? Ain't that what you said? Where are you gonna run to? What was it? Where are you gonna run to? Tahalym penned it. You just came. It's in, breezy in the book, breezy in the book. Where can I flee? Where you gonna run to? So you thinking, yeah, I can, cause we in our mind, I don't know, we think like, man, nobody seen it. Nothing happened. I got what? Mr. Yahuah, he seen it. That man said, ain't nowhere you can go from my presence.
That's right.
You can't flee from nowhere. You can't flee from me. Escape made a song, who can I run to? Look like you need to be running Mr. Yahuah. He's a strong tower. You can't get from his presence. When I say you, I mean me too.
That's right.
Keep going. Let's see what some more say. So where can I flee from your presence? Let's see if we can find some place.
If I ascend to the Shamayim, you are there.
I'm gonna get me a jet, me a plane. I'm trying. Well, I'm gonna do like they did. I'm trying to build to Shamayim. I'm trying.
If I ascend to the Shamayim,
Mm-hmm.
you are there.
You there? Keep going.
If I make my bed in Sheol, behold, you are there.
You there? So is suicide the answer? Not trying. I know family people have not trying to meet, but is that the answer? They said make my bed in Sheol. Well, yeah, that's what they think. Let me get away. If I just get away from, let's just get off. Let's get out of here. That man said he there too. Keep going.
If I take the wings of the dawn, if I dwell in the remotest part of the young, even there your hand shall lead, and your right hand shall lay hold of me. If I say surely the Kashab shall overwhelm me, and the Yahuah around me shall be night. Even the Kashab is not Kashab for you. And the Layla shines after you.
The man said, man, I'm gonna do my dirt in Layla. Sure, nobody gonna see me then. What he said at the beginning of verse 12 again?
Even the Kashab is not Kashab for you.
Tight. Tight. As is darkness, so is our rule. So what we got in ourselves? Look like he got the power.
That's right.
The man said, even the Kashah is not dark from you. What are we gonna do with that? Let's get back to, give me, I think we have finished that. Ask us, Charlotte King. I got Yahuchanan. See, oh shoot. Jay, come on, I condemn Jay in one of my verses. Yahuchanan. Trying to see which one I want to get. 8. Let's go chapter 8. See where I want to start. Go to about verse 20. That's fine. Hold on. I'll scroll down. Taking a little time tonight. Keep going. See. Let's see 25. 25. I won't, but that's fine. We can read down. We're talking about being a prisoner, being captive, or being on parole. But in order to be in a state where you're on parole, you have had to been in prison.
Right.
to something. You had to been captive to something. Like I say, I know some may have been jail, prison, all these things. And some would say, well, I know sometimes they ask that, you sit there like, man, I ain't been. And I know for me, when I was out there, that was one of the things I did not want to do is go to jail. I did not want to go to jail, prison. It's just some of the stuff you think, where you hear or you see on TV and you think, man, I don't want to go there. Because where you going to go? Somebody come to shame you. You going to call your boys? Matter of fact, you might have to become one of the boys just to get some protection. Then you can't even trust them. So it's just one of them things I just did not want to do. So when the question asked, sometimes I'm like, well, I didn't do that. You know, I ain't go to jail. We'll see. Verse 25.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
They said to him,
Mhm.
who are you? Yahushua said to them, what have I even speak to you from the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
I have many things to say and to shock it against you.
Mm-hmm.
Surely the one who sent me is trustworthy. What I have shama from him, these I shall speak to the alarm.
Mm-hmm.
They did not understand that he was talking to them about the Abba.
Talking about the Abba. Mm-hmm.
And Yahushua said to them, at the time you lift up the being of Ish, you shall know that I am he,
Mm-hmm.
and that I do not do anything of myself, but as the Abba has taught me these things, so I speak.
Mm-hmm. So you'll know. Uh-huh.
And the one who sent me is with me. The Abba has not abandoned me alone, for I always do the things what is to in his womb.
We talked about that before, right?
Yes, sir.
Do always.
That's
We
right.
put in your Zamara. So we keep it always. And then we came and talked about working out, getting in shape. You're in the fire salvation, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Keep going.
And it came to pass when he spoke this, many among in him.
Yes, sir.
Yahushua said to the Yahudim who among in him, if I truly stay in my debar, you are the Talmudim of mine.
If you truly stay in my debar, you are the Talmudim of mine.
You shall know the Amat, and the Amat shall bring you out to freedom.
And why is he talking about freedom?
That's right.
Freedom for what?
Well,
What are you talking about? I ain't in jail. I ain't in prison. Why are you talking about freedom? Freedom? Just think about it. I'm talking to y'all now and I start saying, you should know the Amat and the Amat shall bring you to freedom. What is your perception of that? Are you incarcerated right now?
No, sir.
Is anybody holding you back, holding you down to that chair?
No, sir.
What freedom? Why is he talking about freedom? Keep going.
They answered him, we are the offspring of Abraham, and in our Yamim, we have never been enslaved to anyone. Enslaved?
And you said slave, that's not prison. What do they say about being in prison or when you go to jail, you paying your debt to society?
That's right.
Paying your debt to society. I don't want to get political. But yeah, he said, we have never been enslaved to anyone.
Why do you say you shall become? Why do you say you shall become the need of freedom?
So they thinking, they mind racing. Like I asked you, what is your perception of that? So they like, why are you talking about freedom? We ain't been enslaved. So like I said, I ain't been in prison. I ain't been enslaved to nobody. So I think.
That's right.
Keep going.
Yahushua answered them. Amon, I say to you, anyone who commits kata is the abad of kata.
So anyone who commits kata is the abad of kata. And abad can be like a what? Prison? Slave. So we find out, so when I think on this and I read this, can we say we haven't been incarcerated or in prison?
No, sir.
To kata.
That's right.
That's what's got us. So my fear of jail and all that, I still wind up getting caught.
That's right.
I still found myself enslaved and in prison
That's right.
to Chata. I needed to be paroled.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
I needed to be paroled, Dave.
That's right.
Well, temporarily, because sometimes we say, man, if I could just, like pre-op says, you'd be like, man, just get me out of this.
Oh yeah.
That's temporary. Just get me away. If I could just, I'm telling you, I'm gonna go whole hard. Nothing gonna hold me back no more. Just get me out of there. Temporary. That's a temporary parole. I mind that we all should be a like mind to say, I want it permanent.
That's right.
But we tend as human beings to say, just get me out, because whatever your situation is at that time, it's pressing for you. No matter how small it be, for you, it's pressing.
That's right.
I might can hear it and say, in myself, like, come on, man, I got bigger stuff than that. But for you, that's pressing.
That's right.
And sometimes we get, just get me from this. But we got to seek one that's permanent. So I found myself fearing jail, prison, not want to do it, not want to go, and still find myself in it. Because this man said, among I say to you, anyone who commits Chata is the abode of Chata. Let's see what it says after that. Verse 35.
Now the abode does not reside in the bed alone.
Mm-hmm.
The being shall reside alone.
Alone. Temporary or permanent?
Permanent.
Permanent for the being. Temporary for the body. So we trying to get that permanent parole.
That's right.
But it talked about it being from good behavior. And we know that we've been chosen. It wasn't our works that got us off of that or got us on this parole, but something had to come in and do that.
That's right.
Someone had to come in and do that. Let's see. I know it's obvious, but let's get Yahuchanan 18. It's 18. Start at verse 1. Yahuchanan chapter 18, verse 1. Yes, sir.
And it came to pass, when Yahushua finished speaking these Tahalym, he went outside with his Talmudim to the other side of the called Pitron, where there was a gun.
Mm-hmm.
He entered it with his Talmudim.
Mm-hmm.
Yehuda, his betrayer, also knew the Malchum, since many times Yahushua met there with his Talmudim.
Mm-hmm.
Yehuda brought the regiment in Abadim of the Rosh Kahan and the Parashim, and came there with lamps and torches and weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Yahushua knew all that would come upon him. He went out and said to them, whom are you seeking?
Whom are you seeking? Uh-huh.
They answered and said, Yahushua the Nazarene. Yahushua said unto them, I am he.
Uh-huh.
Yehuda, his betrayer, also stood by them.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass, he said to them, I am he. They turned backwards and fell to the Adamah.
Mm-hmm.
Once more, he said to them, whom are you seeking?
Why yet keep asking that? They said Yahushua Nazarene. Who are you seeking? Uh-huh.
They said, Yahushua the Nazarene.
Mm-hmm.
Yahushua answered and said, Did I not tell you, I am he?
Mm-hmm.
Thus, if you are seeking me, let these alone and go.
So he said, they said they were seeking Yahushua, but he asked them twice, whom you seeking? Said Yahushua Nazarene. He finally said, Yahushua answered and said, did I not tell you I am he? I'm the one you're seeking, right?
Yes, sir.
But he kept asking the question for a reason. He said, thus, if you are seeking me, leave these alone and go. When I just thinking on that, they could have just easily got him, but for some reason he said, if you seeking me, let these go. We were all gonna be killed.
That's right.
Moved. But this man said, he stepped in instead and said, if you seeking me, let them go. This man stepped in for, do you not know you was headed to prison? You were headed to prison. Now, this was done for a reason. I'm just using it to say you were headed to prison, and this man stepped in and said, let them go. His time of day at the time. But was he wounded for our what? And by his stripes, we what? So was it just them or was it for us too? Or anyone who would have won on him, as the kid to Beam said. So this man, basically, I take, let them go. Let them go. Man, we were done. We were headed to Sheol, where you can't hide from. This man said, let them go. We'll see why he did it.
This was to fulfill the bar that he spoke
Mm-hmm.
of those whom he had given to me, not even one of those that perished.
So this man's mind was constantly on fulfilling of the bar. Even if some, you could say as small as that, the bar was being fulfilled. If we could just, let me say for me, get a mind, or again, today have that mind, we keep giving us that mind, keep repeating the same step, that always keep our mind stayed on thee. And you would keep us in perfect shalom, whose mind is stayed on. Yahuchan kept his mind on fulfilling. This man said, let them go. He said, of those whom you've given me, not even one of those have perished. You go to Yahuchan 17. Let's see, is here, because a lot of Yahuchan. It's going to be quite a bit of reading. We start at verse 1. Just bear with me. We about done.
Yahushua spoke these things. Then he lifted his arms toward the Shamayim and said, Abi, the hour has come. Kabul your being, so that your being may also kabul you. Just as you have given him authority over all Basar, so that he may give Alam Kaid to all those whom you have given him.
So that he may do what?
Just as you have given him authority over all Basar, so that he may give Alam Kaid to all those whom you have given him.
That he may give. So that sound like we earn that? Or is that con? Concede, favor. That he may give Alam Kaid, election, to all those whom you have given him. Keep going.
This is Alam Kaid to know you, that you alone are Elohim and Yahushua, HaMashiach, whom you have sent. I kabul you on the arise. I have completed your work that you have commanded me to do. Now you kabul me, Abi, with yourself, with the kabul that I had with you before the alarm existed. I have manifested your Shem to the Anashim whom you gave me out of the alarm. They were yours, and you gave them to me, and they have kept your debar. Now they know that all whatsoever you have given me is from yourself. For the dabarim that you gave me, I have given to them. They have received them, and Ahmad recognized that I came forth from you, and they Ahmad that you sent me. I shall implore you on their behalf. I shall not implore on behalf of the alarm, but rather on behalf of those that you have given to me, for they are yours. All that is mine is yours, and what is yours is of mine, and I have been kabul in them.
Keep going.
I am no longer in the alarm, yet they are in the alarm, and I am coming to you, my Kodash Abba. Protect them in your Shem, which you have given to me, that they may be one as we are.
Mm-hmm.
While I was with them in the alarm, I protected them in your Shem. I have kept what you have given me, and not one of them has perished except the ben of perdition, to fulfill the bar of the Kitabim.
So right there is the answer. It reads differently, King James. It almost says the same way as it said in chapter 18 when he said, he lost not one. That's what he said, I kept what you have given me, and not one of them has perished. The man, how he was, he's a keeper.
That's right.
The man kept the bar.
That's right.
He said he kept everyone, and he ain't lost not one except the ben of perdition. I pull out, man, I tell you, can you imagine the ben of perdition? That was chosen.
That's right.
Yeah.
So when you think about that, why that wasn't you? Why that wasn't me?
That's right.
It's election, right? You chosen.
That's right.
This further proves ain't nothing we could have done.
Mhm.
It's just like a suit.
That's right.
What nothing you could, this could have I just want you to understand, this could have very well been me or you. But for whatever reason, the man chose to have conceded on us and give us this opportunity. Because I used to be one of the ones who'd be like, man, if I could have just been there with him.
Mhm.
I could, oh boy, just to be with him, halak with him, literally,
Yes, sir.
in the bazaar with him, and came up and I put my hand in there as the being a perdition. I come up and betray him with a kiss. And you still can end up doing that if you don't keep his law.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's tight. So again, I found myself being a prisoner of Chata, and this man coming along and saying, let him go.
Mhm.
Let him walk free. Parole this man. But I don't want it for a temporary fix. I've been there. I did. I've been there. But he'll allow some things to happen, some trouble to come. So when you finally get to a point where you say, listen, I just want to be with him permanent.
Yes, sir.
I just want to make it in. That's why you hear me, like, ain't about me, but you know, I say, make it in. I gotta make, like, I want to make it in, man. You understand? I want to make it in. I came here, I played some. I said something done in truth, ashamed to behave, knowing the mock with Rosh ways. Like, I want to make it in. I gotta leave this stuff behind.
That's right.
This man came and gave me this opportunity. I'm glad to seeing this, that he paroled me and getting to a point where don't just do it temporary. Don't just say, you know, this time I'm gonna do it. Let's get to a point we do it permanent. And once you get on parole, you do have to keep some good behavior, right? There's some things you just can't do.
Right.
I heard the guy talking at their graduation, I think Dan and them, he was saying, and in business, that's true, you know, he talking about taking risks. But when you've been paroled from Qatar and trying to get away from that stuff and stay away from it, you just, it's some Ephesians 5:15. Let's just read. I know you know what to say. I think it's 15. Let's get right to that so we move. Oh, it's free. Yes, sir.
Which verse?
15.
Yes, sir.
Now see and be careful not to halak like fools, but as wise unashamed,
Mm-hmm.
redeeming the
Okay,
time,
yeah.
because they are the Rosh Yamin.
I want to say go to 14. Just back up for one verse. I think it's just reading differently, that's all. Nah, it's 15, 16. Go back to 15. One more time, Chris.
Now see and be careful not to halak like fools, but as wise unashamed,
Mm-hmm.
redeeming the time, because they are the Rosh Yamin.
Mm-hmm. Go one more.
Therefore, do not be lacking of da'ah,
Mm-hmm.
but understanding
but not of knowledge of what the will of our Adon is.
Okay, so it said be careful here. I got to get some of this stuff out, but it talked about circumspect. Remember, preacher told that's walking, not willing to take risks.
That's right.
So once you've been paroled, once we got away from that, you can't be willing to take any risk. Those risks sometimes can be too much. I was gonna get it, but we can move on. But 1 Corinthians 5, and I believe about, or 15:33, evil communication, corrupt good manners. So it may, I don't know what it is. It may be some things you just have to disconnect from on social platform. It could be things you have, I'm not, come on. Y'all know y'all heard get away from, no, Lee, not gonna. I'm saying you just cannot take, you can't, weary and unwilling to take risks. That's what we gotta be at.
That's right.
That's all I'm saying.
That's right.
It's sometimes you click on some stuff, man, boy, don't take no risk.
That's right. That's right.
Don't take, that's all I'm saying. Once you get away from something, man, you can't, you gotta be ever so careful. You might think, I done been a little time, I done been separated from this stuff a little time. I can handle, I'm just gonna go back over here. But you know going back over there can lead somewhere else. So I can't take that risk.
Right.
Because one slip or one mistake can let, I think he just finished talking about how, and well, we just say, I don't. Just one time.
That's right.
One time. But this man had conceded on us and gave us multiple opportunities. So I bring up that one time to say, we can't be, we gotta, if we get the mind to just be that way, I ain't got one time.
Right.
Matter of fact, they talk about let it not be once named among you as becoming Kadash, Kodashim. Once. So it ain't just my mouth. Don't let it be once named among you. If you think about it, you just have that mind to not once how strong you be, how strong we be. What Mr. Yahuah probably, what doors. You know what I'm saying? Get open.
That's right.
If you just have a mind to say, not one time can I mess up or I'm going back to prison.
That's right.
Jose said that man, and I often admired it and just look, how he said, man, I cannot go back out there.
Yeah.
I can't. That man said he cannot go. I know he mean it. We have that mind to just say, I ain't got one time to go back out there and mess up.
Right.
You don't have to literally be outside the door. There's some things you can do just sitting right there at your own house.
That's right. Yeah.
But if we just take on the mind, because if you've taken on this amanah, this aman, and you truly aman is the bar, then you've been set free. Let's just not go back to it. That's all I come to say.
That's right.
Let's just have a mind just to say, the man have paroled me, allowed me to get away from situations, people, places, and things. Talk about the nouns. He allowed me to get away from some things that were holding me down, weighing me down, again, laying aside every weight in the Kataim. He allowed that to happen. Have y'all, like, trying to make it perfect, have you been to a point where you was in some stuff and he finally let you go and it felt like, what they say, or what been lifted off you? A weight been lifted off. And do you, like have you had that happen and then remember that feeling like, man, I just feel so free. I'm so glad this gone.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, I'm so glad this off my back. Why would we, like they say, go back to the weak and beggarly things of the rock alone? All I'm saying is, if he frees you, stay free.
That's right.
I know that Basar, it kick. It won't things. Boy, it weigh on you. You be like, not today, but it ain't gonna stop. He gonna keep coming. And all I'm saying is, let's just keep information, keep getting information. We come here week in, week out. But as I talked about before in our workout, you gotta work this thing out daily.
That's right.
Can't be no slack.
Yeah. That's right.
I'm a witness. Can't be no slack.
Yeah.
You got to hold of that thing daily. It ain't just 3 times a week. It's good to say and put in raps and stuff like that and songs, but you got to work this thing out daily.
Yes, sir.
Whether it's a daily dose of listening to it, which ZMR plays every morning. I don't be up every morning to listen to it. Okay, I ain't gonna be no hypocrite, but just saying it's out there. every morning, 7 o'clock, 7 a.m. But even if you don't do that, YouTube, we got YouTube. Just, all I'm saying is, if you've been free and you know that feeling of freedom, you've been captive, and Mr. Yahuah finally released that thing, or whether it was through confession or finally he just let that breakthrough happen, please stay that way. Because when you go back, it's going to be, ooh, as you talk about the Ruach 7 times, it's going to be so much more hard to break free the next time. And what if he don't allow you the opportunity to break free? And he said, this is your number. Get outside the door.
All right.
Door closed. You done. That's for me too. Let's just be free. That's my time.
Yes, sir.
I'm sitting there tight. I ain't closed before, man. I ain't closed before, bro.